Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Today, I want to talk about an interesting topic. Who are you when no one is watching your business? Interesting, isn't it? And we're so good at showing up for the public, facing parts of our business. But what happens when that performance drops away? So today I'm going to unpack what's going on behind the curtain because that's energy more than anything defines how sustainable and aligned your business really is. Now, your default state actually tells the truth. When you're not showing up, whether it's creating content or something, when you're just being you without the showing up, that's the actual truth. That's your default state. So when no one is watching, do you feel calm, chaotic, driven, or drained? Which one? I want you to think about the last quiet hour in your business. Were you moving with ease or rushing? Multitasking or doubting? Your default energy speaks volumes. Now, for me today has been pretty good actually. I've been not too bad. Personally, I was trying to do a first aid test or something, and one answer would not come up as correct, even though I know it was correct. But that's not me, that's personally. And so that was the only thing that was affecting me today. Everything else has been beautiful because I've learned that who I am in my business when no one is looking at me is what I'm going to put forward energetically. And it's what I want to put forward energetically because it's beautiful. Because this unfiltered energy is going to shape your long-term sustainability, whether you realize it or not. So if you're constantly pushing and rushing and multitasking and doubting and doing this and this and this and this, that's actually what's going to happen. So that's how you're going to be even when you grow. The more that you can learn to be calm and cool, and yes, things will happen. Yes, you'll get emotions like anger and frustration, and that I have that. Yet I ensure that I recognize it as quickly as possible because I don't want that to keep showing up. I don't need it to keep showing up. That is because I've done a lot of work on myself personally and a lot of work as an actual businesswoman. I needed to do that because I was getting so frustrated. So you're not going to be able to take that energy for the long haul because you can end up burning out. And that burnout will brew behind the scenes without you realizing it. And it's only going to be a matter of time before it publicly shows up. So start being aware of what's going on when no one's watching you. What mask do you take off and who are you? Because the beautiful version of you that shows up alone will always ripple into your client experience, your content, and your offers. So even if it's not obvious on the surface, the behind the scenes energy really does touch everything. Your clients, your voice, your present, it's all connected. That is why I have let go of a lot of scarcity because I only want to work with clients that are aligned with me because then I'm showing up as me. I'm being authentic and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And integrity isn't always public. So are your decisions the same when no one is around to applaud you or even judge them? Do you still honor your values, whatever they are, when no one is checking? That's where real self-trust is built. So if I'm doing something, I check in with my values. Is this keeping me aligned or is it taking me off my path? Do I feel good about what I'm doing? Does it feel natural? Or is something brewing in me that I don't like? These are all questions I actually love to ask myself. And how do you handle boundaries, admin, and content behind the scene actually says more than any values post? So if you preach boundaries online, but actually break them in your inbox or calendar or something, then that's the version of you that your business really listens to, because your business has its own energy. When you show up where you say, these are my boundaries, and yet you break them all the time, your business is going to look at you and go, well, why have we got boundaries? Why bother with them? So just be aware of that. And your internal alignment matters more than external validation. You don't need likes or feedback to validate your path. Your nervous system, your peace, that's the real proof of alignment. Because the more that you seek feedback, the more that you want that external validation, the less you trust yourself, the less you show up as you. You don't need any of that. Sometimes I like to. If I'm too close to a situation, I know I need help. I don't need the validation, but I do need the help. And so I've let go of external validation. Does that mean my business grows slower? Yes. Do I care? No. Because I want to show up as me. I've burned out twice now, once in my business and once in life when I was working in a career. I don't ever want to go back to that because it's not nice. And it took me ages to get out of that. I don't want to be that. It's not me. Now, you can actually redefine how you show up. So your behind the scenes energy isn't fixed. You can actually have a growth mindset. It can shift with intention, support, and space. You're not stuck with those habits or the headspace that you've defaulted to. With a few intentional shifts, you can create something entirely different. And that is how I helped to move through burnout, how I helped myself to move through the symptoms I had of anxiety, depression, etc. Because I did little shifts consistently, which helped. And choosing habits or rituals or routines, whatever you want to call it, that nurture the version of you that feels grounded and clear can be something as simple as it could be 10 minutes of silence before a client calls, or batching content when you feel most alive. That is what I do with these videos. Yes, I do batch content them because when I'm in the right energy, I want to embrace that and I want to go with that because that is who I am and I love it. That is how I show up. This is me behind the scenes, and this is how I show up. I'm passionate. I'm energized. And so when you do this, when you feel most alive, it is incredible. And these rituals don't need to be big. They just need to serve you because it's you. It's your business. Create what is right for you. And so if your current reality doesn't reflect your ideal state, start small. One adjustment at a time. Because awareness is step one. From there, you get to decide what stays, what shifts, and what support you bring in. Awareness is incredible. So I really want you to think about the last week when no one has been watching you. How have you showed up? How have you showed up for yourself? Is that who you really want to be as a business person? If not, then think about what needs to change. And as I said, start small because it's the small things that turn into big things. It's powerful to do all of this. Who are you when no one shows up? When no one actually sees you? Who are you? Thank you so much for watching and listening to today's episode.